Hello, thank you all for joining me today for another episode of Social Media Talks. Today I'll be accompanied by Assistant Professor Ahmet Zaifer to discuss the Department of International Relations. Please be reminded, if you have questions, feel free to ask down below in the comments section and on any of our social media platforms, as well as our email info@kyrenia.edu.tr. Bear with me for a moment while we get him connected.
Good afternoon, dear Pembe.
Hello, thank you for joining us today. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for inviting me.
Okay, so to start off, maybe know a little bit more about you, your education background, where you're from, and how you became part of the University of Kyrenia family.
Thank you. I'm from Cyprus. I was born in Çamlıbel, which is located 20 miles southwest of Kyrenia, Girne. I studied at the Middle East Technical University and University College London before I complete my master's degree, PhD degree at SOAS University of London in 2016. Prior to joining University of Kyrenia almost 4 years ago, I worked in the United Kingdom. I taught economics, sociology, and international relations courses at SOAS and Kaplan International College London. Broadly defined, my research interest is on privatization processes in Turkey. Recently, more and more, I am interested in examining contemporary examples of alternatives to privatization, which I see as vital to expand the democratic control of the state.
Great. And so you came to University of Kyrenia 4 years ago, was it?
Almost, yes.
It's good to have you with us. And could you explain a little bit about what international relation is?
That's a good question. IR is a wide-ranging subject which enables students to investigate the relationships between governments and countries. Sometimes it is called international studies, international affairs, or global studies. When you study international relations for a degree, the focus lies on the relationships between nation states and intergovernmental organizations like United Nations, IMF, World Bank, or World Health Organization.
And what are some opportunities and advantages to this department?
Since international relations is an interdisciplinary subject, studying international relations is not really studying just one thing. But rather a variety of factors encompassing the field. For example, when you study international relations, during the 4-year study, you can take courses like history, sociology, philosophy, law, so on and so forth. This is the first advantage. Secondly, as an IR graduate, you can make a difference in the world. For example, you can, fight to reduce poverty or combat, injustices in the least developed countries. So this gives you a chance to make a real life difference. Thirdly, there are so many opportunities in the international relations. IR is a really broad topic. So it means you can choose the subject you like the most.
I see. And so you were explaining a little bit a few of the courses that the students will be studying in this department. Could you elaborate a little bit more what the program will consist of?
Of course. So before I answer this question, let me provide some background information about the IR department at the University of Girne. Our department was established in 2016 with a vision of being a pioneering program in Eastern Mediterranean region and contribute to global society. So the IR department has distinguished academic staff, including professors, associate professors, and assistant professors who are experts in their field. And the program has 4 levels, corresponding with 4 years of study. The anticipated normal duration of the study is 4 years or 8 semesters. The language of instruction, study, and the examination is English. Typically, the students will be registered for 5 courses per semester. Though there are some minor variations in the first and the second years. All of the courses in the first and the second year are must courses, while the third and the fourth year courses are made a combination of must and elective courses.
And what are some job opportunities when the student graduates for this department? Like when the student graduates, what kind of jobs will they be able to get into? Yeah. Sorry, my question was
yes, our graduates have a wide range of career opportunities. First of all, they can take government jobs as state bureaucrats, or find mid-level or senior level management positions in the private sector. Our graduates can also work in the charity sector, corporate consulting, the banking sector, the media, law, and maybe social activism. They can be part of the non-governmental organizations. Many of our students can also successfully pursue postgraduate studies at prestigious universities all around the world.
And in your experience in teaching, what qualities do successful students possess? What are the top 3 things you're expecting from your students at the beginning?
Okay. I expect a successful student to begin with hardworking. A successful student should have a positive attitude towards study. They should demonstrate that they are ready to work hard. So this is the first quality that I find in the successful students. Secondly, good students ask questions. They never hesitate to ask questions. Thirdly, most of the successful students know how to self-study. So I want to highlight this word, self-study. This is the main ingredient of being a successful student. What I mean by self-study is, continue their studying outside of the classroom without direct supervision of the lecturer. So if a student learn how to self-study, he or she will be successful throughout the education life.
Okay, so you've been here since the start of this department here at University of Girne. In your opinion, why should our prospective students choose international relations at University of Girne?
I think our department offers high quality education to have a positive impact in the global world. Our competent academic staff are educated abroad, mostly in North America and the United Kingdom. These academic staff also have international publications and experiences. We also have small classes, relatively small classes, that enables us to pay more attention to each student. We respond to the questions, expectations of all our stakeholders, nationally, regionally, and globally. Another important point is that our program, our international relations program, is designed according to Bologna principles and the European qualification framework, which gives us the approval of the quality standards. Another important point is that our program is also approved by the Higher Education Council of Turkey and North Cyprus.
And when we look at the near and distant future for this department, what kind of developments can we expect? Like, do we have anything in plan for this department? Sorry.
Yes, we just had a good news today. The Higher Education Council of Turkey and North Cyprus, they just announced that our application for the postgraduate program, postgraduate IR program, has been approved. So from next September onwards, we will be able to offer a master's degree for our IR students. So this is very important for the continued learning opportunities for our existing students as well as the prospective students.
That is excellent. And while we are on the topic of postgraduate, sorry, please.
We are also working together with our students in light of the yearly evaluation questionnaires to improve the library resources on the field of international relations, as well as the electronic databases.
Which is very important, of course, yes, for any department, but especially international relations. And back to my question, I had one for postgraduate. What are the advantages to study postgraduate in this field? Like, would it open more opportunities for the students?
Yeah. To begin with, some students, they prefer a postgraduate degree just to prepare for the PhD degree. So some students, see the postgraduate degree as a bridge to PhD, the doctorate level. On the other hand, as I explained at the beginning in your previous questions, some of our graduates can work in the intergovernmental organizations. And some of those international organizations, like the United Nations, pursuing careers in those international organizations are hotly contested. They are very competitive. And studying a specialized master's in international relations could be an important asset for NIR graduate. So, for example, if you want to, work in women's issues in Southeast Asia, then a postgraduate degree on that particular field, might boost your chances of landing a job in the United Nations in the field of women's issues.
I see. And what should the prospective students prepare themselves for during their studies in both undergraduate and postgraduate? Is there any advice you could give them?
I have two recommendations. First of all, any prospective IR student must be curious about the politics and the developments of other countries and cultures. And secondly, they should read a lot. I would highly recommend any prospective students to read international newspapers like Guardian, Financial Times, Wall Street Journal, and also watch global channels like BBC, Euronews, and the Fox. So they should prepare themselves. They should get familiar with the world politics before they join the department.
I see. And these platforms as well each have a different perspective on politics, like CNN, Fox, all these. So they can also see the different perspectives by watching those.
Of course, yeah.
Yes. And so,
exactly.
Do you have any anecdotes that you'd like to share with us from your student years?
That's a good question. I never talked about that before. Sometimes my students ask me if I have a master's degree in international relations, and I find this very amusing because my master's degree is in international public policy, which is not directly international relations. So I find this very anecdotal evidence.
Yes, I see. And sorry, we just had a question down the bottom from Mehmet Altanay. I'm not sure if you saw it. He's asking about the master's degree in international relations.
Yeah, I have seen it. That's why I remember the students' questions. I received this question a lot because my specialization is not directly on international relations. So I studied political science and international relations as an undergraduate degree at Middle East Technical University. And then I did my master's on international public policy, and then my PhD on development studies. So, yeah.
And then somehow came back to teaching international relations.
Yes.
Yes, that is a journey. He also asked one more question. Just one moment. Likely impacts of COVID-19 on international relations.
That's also a good question. Thank you. One of the most significant impacts of the COVID-19 on international relations could be on globalization. So I see COVID-19 as a barrier to international trade, the tourism sector, so on and so forth. So COVID-19 somehow prevents intercultural, also intergovernmental linkages. So COVID-19 will make the world a more isolated place than before.
Okay, and sorry, I had a question and I completely forgot it. I am sorry for that. If there's no more questions. That is all we do have time for today. Thank you, Assistant Professor Ahmet, for taking time out of your day to join us. And hopefully we can do this again soon.
Thank you for having me, dear Pembe. I was very much appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. And thank you all for watching. Make sure you tune in for next week's graduate special series on our social media talks, hosted on our official Instagram account. Take care, stay safe, and goodbye.